someone from a different background can be quite difficult. And for a lot of us, we can end up feeling like,
that's weird.
It's often easier to stick to people that look like you, act like you, and sound like you. But did you know that this is integral to human psychology? Hi, my name is Momoba Ogoro, founder of GORM and social psychologist. And if you want to learn how to unify across differences, you have to be subscribing, duh. Humans are social creatures. We crave relationships and like to stick to the herd. And in fact, when it comes to being a lone wolf, it has been shown that it is so bad for your mental health that loneliness has been compared to health outcomes such as smoking, obesity, and even death. So we need human connection, and it's integral to who we are, where feelings of belonging and inclusion, and even love,
I love you, bitch,
are part of the human experience. These feelings of connection can be direct from our family, our friends, our loved ones, or indirect, for example, from a nationality, ethnicity, or even a wider culture. These connections are so integral to who we are that we can tend to develop identities in connection to these relationships. These identities are based off the social relationships and are called social identities. Think about it. We all belong to various social groups, whether it is our family, our friends, nationality, gender, sexuality, or even the fact that you are in a tea appreciation club. These memberships to these social groups play a big role to who we are, how we see ourselves, and how we see others as well. Social identity is the way that we define ourselves as being a member of a social group. In other words, it's how we define or how we see ourselves in relation to the groups that we belong to. So how does social identity work exactly? Well, social psychologists have been looking at social identity for years. In fact, there was this guy, he's like the father of social identity. His name was Henry Tashfeld. And he was super interested in this concept and coined the theory to back it up, which is fundamental now to how we study and look at social identity in modern day psychology. Tashfeld was super interested. Tashfeld was famous for researching the cognitive. Tashfeld was super famous for researching the cognitive aspects of prejudice and exploring how individuals develop their selves of self in relation to their social groups. He was really interested in how intergroup dynamics affect how both the individuals see themselves and the wider society. So what exactly is social identity theory? According to Tashfeld and a bunch of research that supports this theory, social identity theory suggests that we as humans have emotional attachments to the groups that we belong to. And as a result, we strive to maintain positive images or social identities within these groups in order to maintain a positive social or self-esteem. For instance, think of a football team that has been losing the entire league. They still have hardcore fans who are vouching for them to this day. And by emphasizing positive qualities of our own group, we tend to perceive it as superior to other groups, regardless of if our group is performing well or if it has positive outcomes in a wider sense. This is called Ingroup Bias or Ingroup favoritism. Our social identities give us a sense of self-worth and belongingness from our groups. However, due to the fact that we seek positive self-esteem and positive comparisons with other groups, where other groups are of course less than and we are better, this desire for a positive social identity can often lead to bias and prejudice and even conflict between communities, where we see communities outside our own as less than, of which negative outcomes can happen to the groups who do not hold power or who are generally not the majority. And no, I'm not saying that everyone is a bigot before some of you people come for me. What I'm saying.
What did he say?
What I'm saying is that social identity theory doesn't imply that every individual within the group automatically holds negative attitudes. It simply suggests that group membership influences our perceptions and our behaviors. And sometimes this can lead to biases and prejudice. So, how does social identity theory play a part in our everyday lives? Well, first, understanding our social identities is first, because we all have them and we have more than one. And what situations we play out our identities is really important. When we become more aware of when and where our biases may come into play, we can start to understand when and where we use them and when we have prejudice. Here, we can start to challenge stereotypes, engage in positive dialogue, and begin our journey to unify across differences. Through this, we can start educating ourselves about different communities, groups, and cultures outside our own, and engage in bridging Through this, we can engage in meaningful interactions and promote empathy between communities and have understanding along those lines of differences. Here, we can take action and bridge the gaps between social groups and social identities. Remember, we are all unique individuals with multifaceted identities, and by embracing our differences, we can build a better and just society, and more accepting one too. If you want to learn more how to unify across differences, make sure to stick with our channel because we have so much more in store for you to learn. Okay, that is it.